Hello?
Hi, Mark, mine doesn't ask for a passcode, but anyway, I'll give it to you. It's 323368. You have 7 people on already. Eight people on.
Super. Okay.
There you go.
Thanks very much.
Very welcome. Thank you.
Good morning.
Morning.
Welcome to our GSMLS class. For some reason, I had to put in a passcode to join you guys. I understand you didn't have to, but here we are. So just a couple of pointers to get the most out of this training. First off, if you could put your video on and your mic off, that would be very helpful, just so we can engage with each other. It's hard to relate to just a black screen with a name on it. So that would be great. And then we're gonna actually be on the GSMLS, clicking through and working. So this is a very hands-on workshop. And so I'm going to share my screen and get right to it. Okay. So before we start going through this, if you guys would want to just share a couple things that you're looking specifically to learn, and if you'd also just tell me how long that you've been in real estate. If you're brand new or it's been a couple of years or whatever, if you could just real quickly, one by one, just let me know those couple things.
I'm brand new to real estate. I know nothing about the MLS. So anything I can learn is going to be more than I know.
Okay. And I'm sorry, who is this speaking?
I'm sorry, this is Natalie Pico.
Natalie Pico.
Yes.
Okay. Well, welcome to real estate. What were you doing beforehand?
Oh, I was in the arts.
In the arts?
Yes.
The performing arts? The
Performing arts. I ran a small theater classes company where I taught theater classes to children in the elementary
Oh,
school.
nice.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
Who's next? Is anybody really here, or is it just me and Natalie?
Hi, Mark. This is Sharonica Thompson. How you doing?
I'm great. How are you?
I'm good. Well, I'm brand new to real estate.
Okay.
I've been with Keller Williams for about a month now.
Okay. And what were you doing before real estate?
I was a program manager at a shelter.
At Delta?
At a shelter. I was
At
running
a shelter?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Great. I worked with Ladies Rest in Newark.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, well, so great. So you're brand new. This should give you a lot of good, helpful information.
Yes.
How about you, Selena?
I'm also brand new to real estate. Before this, I was doing accounting work.
Okay. Well, that should help you with your business, that's for sure. That's one of the not so strong points for a lot of agents, so good for you. And Letitia. Is there anybody out there? Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Yes, now we can.
Oh, sorry about that. Yeah, I've been a real estate agent for 3 years, but haven't been full-time. So now I'm ready to go in full-time.
Oh, fantastic. Okay, so you've used the MLS.
Yes.
Okay, great. So is there anything in particular you're looking to learn?
Well, I don't know if anything has changed since, because with the pandemic, I was completely out. I had a baby, and so I haven't been on the MLS for like a year and a half.
Okay. Wow,
So just
congratulations.
thanks. So just wanting to know if anything changed, if everything is the same.
Gotcha. Okay. Well, good. This should definitely help you.
Thank you.
And is it Escarlate? Hello, hello. And guys, if you could put on your video screen, that would help just so we can see you. As I mentioned, it's hard to relate to a name just as a word. Althea. 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 How do we say your name?
Yes, Althea.
Althea.
Yes, there's a lot of background noise. I apologize. I'm outside, so I'm not sure. It sounds bad for you guys.
It's okay.
Okay. Yeah, I've been in real estate for a few months now. Just trying to get a refresher and just picking up any tips and tricks that I can get.
Fantastic. Thank you.
Thank you.
Selena.
I'm actually very curious about, I know we have to do like an introduction when we first start GSMLS, and also the NJCR and CJR.
Uh-huh. So you
I
you
was
haven't done
wondering-
that yet?
No, that's part of my to-do list this week.
Okay, so you're like really brand new.
Brand new.
That's great. Well, welcome to the class.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, did we miss anybody? Well, Cynthia and yes, who's that?
Hi, it's Danielle Monroe. I'm just a little under the weather. That's why I'm not on the screen.
I see.
But I've been an agent with Keller Williams for about a year, part-time, but I'm moving into a full-time capacity as of recently. I I would like to, I have a listing, and I would like to know how to go about putting a listing on the GSMLS. That's what I hope to learn today.
You are going to learn that. So that's
Okay.
great. Congratulations on your listing. Where is it?
It's in Linden, New Jersey.
Fantastic. Is
Mhm.
what kind of property is it?
It's a single family, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. It's like a basement, like they have it set up as an apartment kind of, but it's not a legal unit. Yeah, it's a single family out there.
Okay.
Mhm.
Well, super. Yeah, one thing I'm going to show you is how to download the form from the MLS to take to your listing appointment, perhaps your next one, and you can fill that thing out as you're going through your appointment, so that when you come back to the office or your home or whatever, and you're going to input that listing, all your information is going to be there, besides your agent remarks, which I'll also give you a couple tips how to get those going. So that's great. I hope you feel better, Danielle, and this should be a good class for you.
Thank you.
Okay, one last call. Anybody else that didn't share yet, how long you've been in real estate and anything you're hoping to get out of this class?
Hi, Cynthia. I'm with
Hi.
I've met you before, but I've been with
Mhm.
Keller Williams since the beginning of March.
Okay.
And what I'm hoping to get out of this is just to learn all the different functions of the MLS, because sometimes I think I'm doing it right, but sometimes I don't come up with the information I'm expecting.
Okay. So as we're going through, if when we get to those parts, just kind of let me know what you're looking to do, and I'll see if I can help you. Okay.
Okay.
Fantastic. Well, let's just jump right in. What today's class is going to do is pretty much exactly what you're saying, kind of give you an overview of all the functions here. And then we'll go into a little more depth with some, and with others, we're just going to touch on to show you it's there. For example, the CMA, we're not going to get into it all because the CMA is a full class that I also teach and others teach. That would take, at least an hour and a half just on its own. But so we're going to start out with how to get your information into this platform and how to change information if you need to. So can you all see on your screen my Garden State MLS?
Yes.
Fantastic.
Yes.
So I'm going to go up here where it says, hello, Mark J. And so your name will be in the top right corner when you register, and just click on that. And what we're going to do is the first thing is look at our profile. So this is where you're going to put in all your contact information, the office information, your mobile phone, just, make sure that's up to date. Pagers really don't apply much anymore. Believe it or not, back when I started in real estate, people had pagers. It was real estate agents and doctors, but we don't really use them much anymore. So over here on the left under your profile, you just can walk through each of these. They're pretty self-explanatory. Manage my email. If you want to have an alternative email, you can do that here. And this is my main email that I want people to contact me when they receive an email or they're looking to get a hold of me through the MLS. This is my email. So just go through one by one. They have security questions here in case you forgot your password. Your photo, which is, if you're wondering why I'm holding a guitar, my tagline is in tune with today's market. So I'm a songwriter. I like singing. And so I'm also up to date on the changes in the real estate business. So I look at what's going on in the market. Is it going up? Is it going down? Is it leveling out? And so that's my in tune with today's market. But make sure you have a good photo up there. If you don't have a good headshot, there's places where you can get them. And so that's important. That's one of the first things people will see about you. The office logo is handled by the office, so you don't have to worry about that. Your signature and banner. So this is a really good thing to have at the bottom of your emails. You will have a place where you can put all your contact info. So again, it's my name, it's my tagline. If you have a tagline, if not, it's no big deal. Then you just put in the office information, make sure all the numbers are right. If you have a website, of course, we get one through KW, so you could use that one. Or if you have another one, you could link it and just put the information there. And of course, your email. So if you want to make a change, all you do is you update all, and you can edit these. You can edit the signature or delete the signature. So if you need to make a change, you just click on the edit and do your thing there. Okay. So the banner is what they're going to see at the top when they get emails. And again, it's just your part is this part, and then the office does the part on the right. So they put in our logo and our information. And so you just, you can go through the rest of these, just set up your profile the way you want it. Again, a key thing to have is the picture and how they can get in touch with you. And the rest is pretty self-explanatory. When you're done making any changes, you just say save. I didn't have any to save, so then I can just close this out here. Any questions on that as far as your profile? Okay. So we'll close that out. Manage my bills. You could just look and see if you owe the MLS any money. Right at the moment, I do not. You'll see up top, it says there are no bills due. If you have any bills, you want to obviously make sure you pay those. Showing time setup. So for new agents, I'm not going to get too far into this because this is another, thing to do, but this is something that comes automatically with our MLS. And so when you have a listing, you can set up the listing here. And you can say like how you want this set up. So you go to the listing setup and you just click on one of your listings, and you can just walk through here, and it can tell you as far as do you want to confirm appointments by text, by email, and so this is just probably one of the biggest things is to tell where the location of the lockbox is. If you have a lockbox or if you have some other type of lockbox, this is where you would put it. So this is a super lockbox, and I just said on this particular listing, it was on the garage and the front door, garage door in the front. And
Is
yeah.
this also an app?
So
Showing
yeah,
Time?
Showing Time is a platform, and it's actually just been purchased by Zillow. So some agents don't even want to use it, but it is very helpful. And it comes automatically with our GSMLS platform. So you can upgrade the service to have more choices and more things that you can do with it. But the basic thing of setting up appointments, you can do just with the one that's there. Okay. So if I show you real quick, if I go into agent manager, well, actually all my stuff is actually under contract or sold. So, but if we went into, if you go into any listing, you'll see at the bottom, it has a showing time, a place where you can click on that and make an appointment. So actually, if I just search for any residential, here, we'll just do this one because I would set this up. So I was just going to show you this. So if you go down to the bottom, you see this part where this is the showing time logo and schedule a showing. So that's just part of every MLS for the GSMLS, and you can just use that to make an appointment. So then when someone makes an appointment, we'll have a record of that for our showing time. So this is, you'll see here, if I go back, let's go back to July where I had a bunch of listings. And so these are all I had a bunch of, it shows you when the appointments are and who made the appointment and things like that. Okay. So when you get a listing, you can go on there again and just set it up. Okay, so back to so that's the showing time setup. Newsletters, this is our newsletter. So this gives us updates on what's going on in our MLS. We used to only be able to put in 25 photos, and now we can put in 50. So that's pretty cool. The more pictures, the better, right? If people are clicking through, it's great that they can have more time. The more time they spend, the more likely they are to set up an appointment. So we get 50 images now, which is great. And then this will just tell you other things going on in the MLS. Okay, and this is really important. So if you have any questions about anything I'm telling you about, you can actually just click on this training schedule and online training, and it'll give you, just updates of what's going on. And so some of them are online, some of them are in person. And you'll see, so it's survey of new GSMLS. Someone was saying they were out of the business, right, for a year and a half. So you can come back and see, okay, what's new with this MLS. And so that's going to be next Monday from 1 to 3:30. So if you need to brush up on anything, you can find that here. All right, so any questions in setting that up or the training schedule or anything like that? Pretty self-explanatory. Okay, let's see. What are these? Okay, don't know. The meeting passcode. Someone was asking about the meeting passcode. I'm sorry, I don't have that. You can call the office and talk to Fina, and she can give you that passcode.
Mark, I'll put it in the chat.
Okay, wonderful. Thank you. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is this forms online. So you remember I said when you get a listing appointment, this is one of the first things I do is I go to forms online, and right up here it says the profile sheets, and depending upon what type of property, you just click on that. So if it's a multifamily, you're going to click on this one, a rental. But let's just say for our purposes, a single family. And so you click on the little menu drop here to the left, and you can open a new form. So here's your blank form of all the things that the MLS is going to ask us about. The ones in red are the ones you have to put in. The ones in black you can put in, but you don't have to. So what I do is I go to the file and I just say print as a PDF. And there's the form. So you print out this form. And so when you go on your listing appointment, you can take this with you. And as you're doing the walkthrough of the house, you can just start filling this stuff in. Is it a condo? Is it a single family? What kind of property is it? And just go, step by step. And when you take this information while you're there at the house, while your memory's there, sometimes I also take pictures for my own memory and things like what were the appliances, how updated was it, etc. So I do the combination of this and pictures, and of course asking the seller questions, and that gives me everything I need to put the listing into the MLS. Okay. So that's forms online. Okay, so once you get that all filled out, when you come back to the office, as I say, then the next thing, this is view and edit agent inventory. So you asked how to put a listing on. So you want to get all that information, and then you just go add listing. And you just click on this add listing. You click which type of residence it is. So sticking with the one I did with the forms online, I would say it's residential, and continue. And now it's just going to walk you page by page with that information that you got when you were at the listing appointment. Now, if you didn't use this form, it's okay. You just do this to the best of your ability. If there's things that you don't know, then of course you could just look on the public record. You can ask the owner, and you'll get everything you need to fill out this form. Any questions? Okay. So here in this drop down under view and edit agent inventory, once you add your listing, you can look at what inventory that you have active, what you have under contract, and your productivity. So you can just see what's going on. I'll give you a hint about the productivity. One thing I use this for is I look at the close date. And why would it be a good idea to know the date of your closings of your past transactions? Anybody have an idea of what would be good to know about that? How that could...
To know how long it was on the MLS, I'm sorry.
How long? Yep, that's one good one. Yep. How many days it was on the market. So you can see, you can get your average days on the market if you want. That's under DOM, right? So you'll see from this year, most of my listings sold within a week or two. And the only one that this Burr Road, that was actually the reason that took a little longer is because the first deal fell apart. And this one on Central Avenue, that's a rental that was not my listing. I brought the tenant to that listing. But so that's a good one to know your stats, right? What's my average days on the market? How does that compare with the town that I'm working in? There's another one too that would be very helpful to know the date of your closing. Anybody else want to take a shot?
Maybe to see when things are selling, like what month is hot. I don't know.
Okay. Yeah, that could be. Well, one other really good reason you want to know is so that you can be in touch with them on their anniversary, right? So in KW Command, we can put people on an anniversary smart plan, and it'll send them an email on their anniversary. Now, if you really want to do it better than an email, which I definitely suggest, you can also send them a handwritten note, send them a card. One program that I use is called AM Cards. So it's amcards.com. It's appreciation marketing, and there is a cost to it, but I find it's like really, really useful. So you can look that up and kind of play with that. It's less than $30 a month, and I get to send a certain amount of cards every month. And then if I don't send those, it spills over to the next month. And I use this a lot. So I'll go down here and say, okay, here's my closing dates. And if you just click on the link there, it will set everything up in order. So this year, the closing I had in January, February, March, April, June. So next year, this year I'll plug those in. And then next year when their anniversary comes, I can send them cards. So I go back to my old soul. So for you that are just brand new in the business, obviously this is not going to apply. But if you've been in the business a few years and you did some transactions, well, come in here, click on that close date. And now it's August, right? So August 15th, that's when I'm going to be sending my next card, actually a few days before, right? So it gets there on their anniversary. And this was a really good client. They had a house in South Orange. I sold that for them. They bought in Glen Ridge. And then many years later, they listed their house in Glen Ridge with me. And that was a really good one. So it's good to stay in touch. The way that I got this listing in Glen Ridge was I had a client appreciation party, and I was calling everybody to let them know about the party. And this particular guy could not make it. And he said, we're heading up to the Adirondacks, so I'm not going to be able to make it, but thanks so much for the invite. And as I'm talking to him, I was walking by Word's bookstore, which is right next door to our office in Maplewood. And there in the window was a picture book of the Adirondacks. I was like, that book is meant to be, he just said Adirondacks. There's the Adirondack book. I went straight into the bookstore. I bought the book for like $35. I went straight to the post office. And I wrote a note, hey, John, sorry, I'm not going to be able to make the client appreciation party, but I really do appreciate you. Sent that off. And I got a very nice text and email back about the Adirondack book, that he has it perched on his coffee table in his Adirondack home, yada, yada, yada. 3 weeks later, I get a message from him, and I had been out of touch for a couple of years, sad to say. And he says, Emily and I are thinking about listing the house. So that's how I got that listing appointment, by sending that message about my client appreciation party. So is staying in touch with clients important? It is super, super, super important. And that house sold for $1.28 million. So that was a pretty good commission check for a $35 book and a note sincerely saying that I do appreciate him. So that one client, I sold his house for $550,000. He bought for like $960 or $980, what was it? And then he sold for $1.28 million. So that was a lot of business, for one guy. And that's part of the way that happened. So that's just a tip for you. Any way you can think of to add value to your clients and to reach out to them to let them know about it, that's something you want to do. Okay, any questions on that? Comments, questions? Anybody else? If anyone else has experience like that I'm sharing, please feel free to add your own so that we can see what other people are doing. Okay, so we're talking about agent inventory productivity. And then when you start on a listing, if you save it as incomplete, you're going to finish it later. You'd find it in this incomplete inventory. I don't have any right now, so you're not going to see that. And then total inventory. This is just, I guess, everything that I've ever, done. So you can look those up. Okay, so opt out, manage bills. We've talked about my participation bills, so you can check that, see if you owe them any money. Opt out notification. This is if you're sending an automatic email and someone opts out of the email, you'll get a message. So in all my time of real estate, I've only had 2 people opt out, and one of them was me. I opted out of my own email. I was like, I don't need that anymore. Okay. So listing alerts. This is when the MLS sends you a message that for one thing or another. For me, it's mostly that, the anticipated close date is coming up. And so these are the only new alerts I have. I can click on this and all of these 3 closed, thankfully. And so that's done. So I can just go up here and say, Mark has viewed, and I have no new alerts. If I'm going too fast, let me know. So that's what this is. Okay, so email logs. This is very important. So if you have somebody set up on an auto email log, it'll show up here. If you just did a search yourself and sent your clients an email, that will show up here. And what you do is you can put in a date range. So let's say, just go back a couple weeks and to today, what emails were sent. So here's the emails that I've sent through the MLS. Now, most of my saved searches are actually set up through command now. So that's why you're not going to see a lot in the MLS for me, because I'm really basically transferring all my business over to KW command. But here's some of the emails I sent. And so if you do use the MLS, one of the more important things is, did they view the email? So this will tell you whether they actually opened your email or not. And then over here, the link used, if they clicked on it, it'll show you how many times they clicked. Now, why is that important?
To make sure you're getting engagement.
Yeah. I mean, if I'm sending them, emails and they're not even opening them, that's a problem, right? Or it could be, maybe it went to spam or something. So if they didn't get it, I want to follow up with a text, follow up with a phone call. Hey, just following up on the email I sent on such and such a date. Did you have a chance to take a look at it? What'd you think? So again, the more we can engage with our clients and add value to them, the better chance we're going to have of closing a deal with them. So that's the email logs. If they didn't open it, I can always resend it. So here's rentals close to Midtown train. So this guy did not open it. So here, I'll resend it. Send. There you go. So we'll see if he opens it next time. Okay. Moving on. So the exports has to do with the office. That's not something we do. That has to do with where the information gets sent to. And so that's Octavio and the office. Super key. If you got a new super key, this is where you would go and input it. And or if you're going to add a lockbox, if you need to buy a lockbox, you do the key box purchase here as well. And that's something the office needs to help us with, because Octavio is the one that has to approve those. Okay, and then showing time setup, we actually went through before. So now we're going to get to
I have a question.
yes.
Good morning.
Good
What's
morning.
What's the super key? What's it for?
So the super key is how we open a lockbox. So I'll show you on my phone. Let me see, I'm gonna pull this up here. Let's see, can you see this? So on mine, it's this app here, and this is how I get into a listing, right? So if I need to obtain a key, this is where I'm gonna do it. In the old days, you actually had a key, but now it's in our phone. It's an app in our phone. So that's what that's for.
Is something do you have to pay for the subscription every month?
There is yes, you do get a participation bill. As far as that app, that's just part of it. So, and that's where you'll see here in manage bills, my participation bills. This is where that would come into play. So super is the key that we get into the homes with.
Okay.
If you have any questions, you can reach out to like Diane, Fina, and they should be able to help you with that, okay?
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome.
I have a question about the emails. Are they
Sure.
are they composed on the MLS, or are they like from Keller Williams, like through our Keller Williams email? Like, how does that work? Like when you sent out those emails to multiple people?
Oh yeah, sure. So if I do a search, which is the next thing we're going to talk about, I can go into like my viewed saved search, right? So one of the guys I'm dealing with right now is Randall. And so here's his, he's looking for a 2-family, right? So I have this all set up. And I'm just going to show you this quickly, and then I'll come back and show you how I set these up, okay? So all the information I need to, to look for his stuff is here. And so now I'm going to look at the searches. What I do is I click on the days on market first, so that I see the ones that have hit the market the most recent. And the way I do that is just by simply clicking on DOM, and it arranges it in order. And that's true for any of these, okay? So if I wanted to do it by list price, I would go like that, and it would go lowest to highest, or like that, okay? So, but I'm gonna go days on the market. And so let's just say I pick these 3 to send to him, okay? I'm gonna say email. Then I enter his name, Randall. I can do a subject, homes for you, whatever you want to do. And then I can say, hey, here's the latest, or whatever I want. So then you see down here, this is my signature. That's what we set up in the profile. So you can see it's exactly the same there, right? Why don't I send one to me so I can actually send it and you can see what happens. Here, this homes for you. So what I'm going to do is send this, and this is what it looks like. So you said, is it KW? Is it the MLS? Well, it's coming from, this is my banner, which you saw in the profile section, right? So this is what it looks like when they get the email. These are the homes that I chose. So this is what that looks like. And that's it. Does that answer your question?
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, so the next thing we're going to look at is how to do these searches and then how to email them. So there's 2 types of searches. There are advanced searches and quick searches. And I generally use the quick search because it's just laid out really simply and easily, as the name implies, right? And so to do a search, you just go down here and you click one of these two, and I will get back up to the advanced search for a very specific purpose, which I'll tell you about after this one. But for a quick search, you're just going to start out and pick the county. So let's just put in Maplewood, since that's where our office is, or Springfield. And then I'm just going to put down, do I coming soon, active. Anybody know what US means?
Unit sold? Oh, no.
Good guess.
Okay.
It means under contract, continue to show. So sometimes a house goes under contract, but the agent is going to continue to show because the owner says, hey, I want to keep getting, perhaps getting backup offers. One of the main reasons they do that is if there's a contingency on the sale. And a contingency means, like, let's say they have a house to sell. The buyer of this property has their own house to sell, and it hasn't yet sold. So because there's that contingency there, a seller may decide to keep showing the house even though it's under contract. Does that make sense? Yeah. And so that's what US means. It's under contract, continue to show. UC, under contract. S, sold. T, temporarily withdrawn. So a temporary withdrawal is like, let's say the people have to get some work done on the house. Something happened, maybe there was a leak, maybe something happened. So they're not going to withdraw the listing completely, but they don't want any showings during this period. So they're going to put it as a T, a temporary withdrawal. Now, if the seller is kind of just for whatever reason, they don't want to continue listing the house, something changed in their situation, maybe they're getting frustrated with the process because it hasn't sold yet, then they may withdraw that listing. And that's where this W comes in. So if you saw a listing and then all of a sudden you go on a couple days later and that listing disappeared, look under W because maybe the listing was withdrawn. And you could look under T as well because maybe it was temporarily withdrawn. Okay, X, we all know what that is. What's that?
Expired.
Expired. It's not the X-Files. It's not when an alien takes the house. It's expired. So every listing, we only list for a certain period of time. It's typically 6 months. Some people get longer. I've seen listings as short as 2 months, which is ridiculous to me, but sometimes an agent will take that if a seller is like really just insistent they're not going to do a long listing. WD is withdrawn. Oh, no, I'm sorry. WD is old withdrawn, and XD is old expired. And so SD is old sold. Okay, so when I'm doing a search, I'm going to come in here, put in my criteria, what I'm looking for, list price, the number of rooms or the number of bedrooms. And I'm just going to fill in this criteria. So let's just say I'm looking for a 4-bedroom colonial home in Maplewood. Now, there's going to be a lot of these, right? My suggestion when it comes to like a lot of the other things that you can check is keep it sparse, because you don't want to miss something by having something too definitive. And sometimes the listing agent actually misses something or inputs it wrong. So the least amount you have, I think the better. So I just put down a 4-bedroom colonial in Maplewood. And right now there's 9 that come up with that. So it was a minimum of 4 actually. So these are actives. So if I know that my people definitely want just a 2-bath, like they don't want just a powder room, they definitely want 2 full baths, then I can click on these that are the 2 full baths or more. And then what I can do is narrow it. So I click on the ones I want, and then I click narrow, and it's going to get rid of the ones that don't have at least 2 full baths. Now, maybe their upper limit on the list price was $850. So I'm not going to show them the $1,099,000. If it was 900, maybe, but at 850, that's a long stretch. They're going to be like, what are you doing here? So I'll click that and say narrow again. And then it could be, you know, a particular part of town, et cetera, that I'm looking in. And so I would just make those adjustments as well. And once I get the ones that I really want, so let's just say we want to be a little closer to town. So like this one might go, this one might go, you know, and let's say these are the ones I'm going to narrow. Now I can email these. So I just, again, click the email. And so what we're going to do is when you first start out on this, you're going to add contacts, right? So just like we add contacts to KW Command or whatever CRM we're using, we're going to do the same here. So you're going to add the people's information. The minimum that we need is the first, last name, and email. So you add your contact information there. You could put in any and all of this that you want, but you at least need the first name, last name, and email to send them an email. Okay, so then when you click and you start typing it out, like that guy Randall, as soon as I start typing, there he is. So once your contacts are in there, you can just start typing in that 2 box, and it's going to pull up the ones that match. If you want a copy for yourself, click yes. A read receipt means that you're going to get that notice when they have read it. So that's, to me, that's very important. I always click yes on the read receipt. For the email format, always choose HTML. That will go to whatever format they're working in, whether it's a smartphone or a tablet, computer, whatever. Put in your subject, and then you can do a message. Now, there are message templates that you can set up. So if it's like, hey, here's some new houses that just came on the market, let me know what you think. If you know, or contact me if you'd like to see any of them. You can do a template and then just click that template. So you all know that when we're working with clients, within the first conversation that we have with them, we're supposed to mention the consumer information statement. If you don't know that, I'm telling you that now. And the consumer information statement is the thing that describes our agency relationships with the people we work with. So what I do is when I'm talking to them, I'll say, hey, I'll send you some listings, and I'm also going to send you a consumer information statement that will tell you how people are represented by an agent in New Jersey. And then you can attach the document right to your email. What this little note is telling me is that that I have to also have that conversation. It doesn't, so it's not good enough just to send it. I have to talk to them about it, make sure they understand what it is. And then if they have any questions, they can ask me about it. If I'm sending rental listings, I can also put in truth in renting. And then the lead-based paint disclosure, I can add that, but that's, I've never sent that through the MLS myself because that's a form that we use through Dotloop. But the first two definitely are very helpful. Then when it comes to what reports to attach, I just always put in the client full. The client full is going to have all the photos, all the client remarks, the full listing, you know, so that's, if you're sending listings to a client that's actually looking to buy a house, that's probably your best one, your client full. And finally, we have the signature, which we already talked about with the default. Any questions on that search and how to email?
Yes, Mark. I have a question. Can you send in the emails only rentals to the customers? Because I sent for sales, but I had a client that I wanted to send rental information from, and I didn't know how to separate that with this.
Sure. Yep.
Thank you.
So when you do your search, under both quick search and advanced search, you're going to have these different options, right? So let's just go down them real quick. RES is what?
Residential.
Residential.
MUL?
Multifamily,
Family.
LND?
land,
COM?
commercial.
Yep. BUS?
Mm,
Is it B?
Business?
Business. Great. So
But how is that
sometimes
different
people
from
sell
commercial?
businesses.
oh, the actual business. Okay.
The actual business, not just the land or the building. RNT?
Rentals.
There you go. So that's how you do a rental search there. Now here's a big tip for you guys. I didn't know this for like, I think a couple of years into being an agent. XPY. What is that? Nobody knows.
No idea.
It's a mystery. XPY, this means across all property types. So let's say you meet someone at, you know, the coffee shop or a party, and they tell you where they live. Maybe they even tell you the address, and you go home to look their place up, and it's not coming up on the MLS. You're like, what the heck? This has happened to me where sometimes I've done that, and it's like, oh, maybe they live in a multifamily. Maybe they live in a mixed use building. So if you do XPY and you put in their address, it's going to pull up any and all kinds of property types that would be at that address. So if it's single family, it'll show up. If it's multi, it'll show up. If it's a business, it'll show up. So that's a good one to use when you don't know the person too well, or you don't know what kind of property they're in. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And then the tax lookup, that's simply what it is. It's just looking up the tax record, seeing what the current taxes are. It'll also tell you when the house was sold, right? So that's a good one to look up. Just real quick, we can look up one. Let's just say Maplewood Avenue. I'll just go Maplewood as the. So here's all the people that live on Maplewood Avenue. I can just click on one of these guys. And I can see that they're the year built. I can see the lot size. I can see the tax amount over here. And the current sale price, which sounds like it was a family deal here, $100. So that's the tax record. Okay. So those are all the search types. Now, here's another tip
Could you
for
go
you guys.
back? Could you
Yes.
go back and do that? That the window that was up didn't seem to be what you were saying with the
Oh,
tax.
the tax record?
Yeah,
Okay. So what I did is, can you see this now where it says
Yes.
Essex and Maplewood?
yes.
Okay. So then I just put in Maplewood for a street address because it's, Maplewood Avenue is a street, right, in Maplewood.
Mhm.
I did a search,
Yeah,
came up with 131 records.
yes.
I just clicked on one of them. And do you see that?
No, there's nothing being clicked on. I mean, I see your cursor, but nothing's,
You don't see a report where it says,
no.
okay. I don't know why that's happening.
Okay.
I see it. Does anybody else see that?
No.
There's no tax records coming in.
No.
What if I went like that?
No.
Okay. So for some reason, it's just not populated. I'm not sure.
Okay.
Sorry about that.
It's all
But
right.
what that did was it pulled up the individual tax record with the
Okay.
information that's on there.
Okay,
Okay. Thanks, Natalie.
sure.
Okay. So now I'm going to give you guys, before I move on, any other questions about that, about the quick search?
No.
Okay. So one of the main reasons why I use the advanced search is for this one little item. This one, will allow you to look up with words that are in the description. Okay. So for instance, let's just say your client's looking like out West Jersey and they want like lake views or lakefront property or something like that. I can put in the county, which is the one I picked was Sussex, maybe it's Morris, whatever. Again, the status is the same, coming soon, active, under contract. Actually, I'm not going to put under contract here. Let's see. Under contract, continue to show. So these are going to be the active ones. And then for the town, I just chose some towns that I thought might have some lakes in there. And then I scroll down to all remarks. So if you're not taking notes, take notes about this because it's not just about waterfront property. I'm going to show you a couple different things you can do with this. So this is under the search and it's under advanced search. And we're looking at things where we're going to write down stuff about the remarks and how that can help us in our business. So I put all remarks and the thing I put was lake. Now, the reason I have the % sign before and after is if sometimes you don't know how to spell something, or if that's part of a word, you can do the % sign, the word or part of the word, then the % sign after, and it will bring up everything that has that within it. So this could be lake views, this could be lake shore, whatever, but it's going to come up as lake. And now I'm just going to click on search. So there's 55 records that came up. And I'll just click on one of them and see, tell me if you can see this. Can you see that listing? The 88 Stanhope Road?
No.
No. Okay,
Nothing's
so
popping up.
what's that?
Sorry, I said nothing was popping up. We just see like the screen.
You just see the screen. Okay. Do you
I
see
think
this?
that-
Do you see this one with all the listings on here?
Yeah.
Okay.
I think the problem is when you're sharing, there's the setting that says like shared screen or share all screens, is because if you like stop sharing and share again, it should be an option of which screen you want to share. And it'll like push the option for all screens. And then when the pop-ups come, we'll be able to see it. You don't understand what I'm saying?
No, like I never stopped sharing the screen.
Right, but
are you
I'm just saying, if you stop now and then reshare, it'll give you some options
Oh,
for how
okay.
you want to share the screen. And
Okay, let's see. I'll stop and now I'll share it. And what is
Is
this? The advanced?
Is it giving you any choices about how to share
It's-
your screen, which screen you want to share?
It just says basic, advanced, and files.
I
Portion
would
of
put,
screen, content from second camera. I don't know.
it should be an option that just says like desktop or I mean, I guess you could put advanced, I don't know, but I know that's the issue. Somewhere there you have to share, so even the pop-ups we'll be able to see.
Let's try it now. And do you see that now?
Yep.
Yep. That works.
Aha! Thank you for tuning in to the share screen class on Zoom. Your instructor is.
I'm glad we figured it out.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Appreciate that.
You're welcome.
That's going to help me in the future. I have to write that down. Okay. So all of a sudden we ended up on Narcissus Road. But the reason I'm showing you this is because if you're looking for like a lake or water views, this says located in Sparta Lake Community. Okay, you see that Sparta Lake Community here?
Mhm.
So if you want to do a kind of a real focus search like that, that's where you do it. Now I'm going to do one that's closer to home and probably much more practical than that, but here it is. We're going to do the county. We're going to go Essex. Status, the same. Town, let's put in, let's just say Bloomfield. And under all remarks, tell me some remarks that might be helpful to find a property that would be great to flip. So a property that a contractor could purchase, do the work, and then turn around and sell it for a profit. What are some words that would be good to search for?
Fixer-upper.
Yes, fixer. So I'm going to go fixer, comma, upper, comma,
Like a handyman special.
handy. So I'm going to do handy. How about contractor? Because sometimes they say bring your contractor.
Rehab.
Rehab. How about needs work?
Yeah.
So I'll say needs. What else?
Investment property.
Investment, great. What else? How about TLC?
I was just about to say.
Okay, TLC. Oh, I didn't put my. All right, so this will give us some, right? You get the point. So let's see what's in Bloomfield that might be a good flip property. There's 2 records. Woodland Road is already under contract. Classic, home to be sold strictly as is.
Right.
Calling investors or first-time buyers willing to provide sweat equity. I was gonna say one of the ones I use is sweat. So you could say sweat for sweat equity. Home in need of TLC, present all offers. So if you have a contractor, you're too late because it's already in attorney review. Well, maybe not too late. But if it was under contract, it'd be too late. But there it is. So you can do that in whatever town, right? Is that a good thing to know?
Yes.
There's the price of admission right there. You just got the tip that covers the cost of admission to this class. I use that a lot. And I just closed on a house on Meadowbrook Lane that I brought the contractor to. He bought the house for $470,000, right? He worked on it for 6 months. He put a little over 300 into it, and he closed for $1,035,000. Is that a good deal?
Yes.
He's very happy with me. So yeah, if you can get a relationships going with a couple contractors, it's an excellent place where you can have repeat business. When I show you my productivity in this last year, 51 Burr Road was that same contractor. So I got 4 sides of the deal because I brought the contractor to Meadowbrook Lane and then sold it for him. And I brought the contractor to 51 Burr. So I was on the purchase side, and then I sold that for him. And both went significantly over asking. So he was happy, I was happy, everybody's happy. Okay. So that's the advanced search. Don't forget your XPY, meaning what? What's X?
All properties.
Right, across all property types.
Is there a place where we can see those, the definitions of those acronyms somewhere?
I think, let's see if we click on that and then click help. Yes, right here. Cross property.
Oh, okay.
You see that? So whenever you're on something in here, let's say owner's name, and then I click help. Now let's see, this is property type. Maybe let me try status. Maybe owner's name is too self-explanatory. Here's, well, let's see, I don't know. Anticipated closing date. I thought if you clicked on this, no, it's not doing it. I don't know why. But anyway, yes, you can look up help, and you can put in a search word. So whatever it is you're looking for help on,
Okay.
it's there.
Question.
Yes.
If you're looking for properties that are on foreclosure, do you use the same advanced search?
So yes, you can, well, yeah, if it's a foreclosed property, or it's a short sale, you can also find that in the remarks. And so, yes, you'd use that advanced search, and you just put in foreclose or foreclosure and short. You know, I would say short, and then it should come up as a short sale.
Is it possible to try one search, please?
Just so you can see it?
Yes, please.
Yeah. So you just go in here. Again, Essex, under our client remarks, all remarks, I'm going to get rid of this and I'm going to just say short. And then I'm going to say I'm just even going to put 4 because I don't know if it's going to say foreclosure, foreclose. And let's see what comes up here. 7. So here you go. Ready to move right in, must have converted. Blah, 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 blah. Unit is not FHA approved. Let's see. So why is this coming up as 4? Or sometimes it's hard to say. Let me go to the next one just to see. New construction. Now, this is strange. Let me try something here. So maybe this thing is not working so well. I'm going to say short sale. 0. So there's no. You'd have to click through. I can tell you there's a better way to look for those. At least in my mind. I've never looked for those here, but let's see. Do you guys know about RPR? The Realtor Property Resource? No? Okay. That's another whole class, but just I'm gonna pull up the site so you can see it. RPR. It's actually, wait a minute. Realtor Property. So this is the RPR. This comes with your MLS. So look into this RPR. And when you go in here, I don't have time to even, show you, but you can look for foreclosed properties. You can look for distressed properties. You can look up any property at all, anywhere in the US on this site. And one of the things that the RPR gives you that the MLS typically doesn't is square footage. So again, I can't get into that right now because we do a whole class on the RPR, but that's where I would look for a distressed property.
Okay.
And that is where I look for distressed properties. Okay. Guys, I want to jump into real quickly the analysis part of this MLS, because this is really important and we only have about 10 minutes left. Again, we're not going to go into the CMA. Area statistics, this is really important. So when someone asks you if the market is going up or down, you can go under this area statistics and go by date comparison. Can you see that?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm going to click by date comparison. Somebody name me a town in Essex County that you want to know about.
Montclair.
Montclair and Maplewood. Let's do both. Montclair and Maplewood. So let's say we want to say this is July of this year, and let's see from July of last year. We're going to go 12 months back. And we're going to see how the market has shifted in the last 12 months. We're going to use a residential property type, but you can put in multifamily, land, commercial, or business. and search. So July of 21 as compared to July of 20 shows up here. And then all the way back for a year, it's going to show you what those changes look like. So period 1 is this year and period 2 is last year. So on this first one, this is Maplewood. Guys, look at this sales price to list price ratio in Maplewood. Do you see these two numbers, 109 and 108? Do you see that?
No, I don't see it.
No, you have to, we don't know what you're looking at.
So it didn't pop up when the same problem happened. You're not seeing the pop-up of the.
Yeah, we see it.
Oh, okay. So
We
can
just
you?
don't see the 109. Which
Okay.
column are we looking at?
So here, look up in your top right-hand corner. This is period 1 and period 2. You see these numbers, 109 and 108?
Yes.
Okay.
Period 1,
What
period 2.
What
Wait.
that is the sales price to list price ratio, which is now in your top right-hand corner. And then the SP to OLP means sale price to original list price. So if they had to tweak the price, that's what these numbers are. So the sale price to list price ratio in Maplewood is 109%. What that's telling us is that on average, this is the average, which is mind-blowing. On average, the homes are selling for 9% above the asking price. Right?
Mhm.
So we know, a 6% commission, how much that is. This is 3% above that. This is 9%, almost 10% of over asking. So if a house is 300,000, right? That's $90,000, right? Because 100,000, 10% is 10,000. Yeah, so 300,000, 10% would be $30,000. That's pretty good. So anyway, let's look at Montclair. Montclair is also very hot. And in period 1, from this year to last year, it's up to 116% over asking. So let me ask you, if you're a seller in Montclair and you asked me, is the market going up or down? What's your answer right now? It's going up. And now that's for the whole year, right? Now let's go back down to month to date. So that's almost a whole year, or even 6 months back. If you want to get a read on really the current market, you're going to go less than 12 months. So this is 6 months. And look, it's even hotter than it was in the last 12 months. Because you see this says 118 now down here under period 1, right? I'll put it in the bottom right-hand corner. 118% over asking in the last 6 months. That's just insane. And in July 2021, which is, right here, it's 119. So in 6 months ago, it was only at 110. So the market has basically gone up 9% as far as sale price to list price ratio. That's really crazy and very significant.
I have a question, Mark. When you're looking at the comparison, you're only focusing on the SPLP?
No, I'm just showing you. I mean, we could go, column by column, but that's going to be one of the most between that and what the actual sale price and list price was, that also would be significant, right? So if we look at, let's just look at Maplewood for 1 second, do the same thing. We're going to do analysis by date comparison. We're going to do last year to this year, right? For Maplewood and the last 6 months. So that's one indication from last year to this year. Last year, the sale price to list price ratio, which is in the top right-hand corner here, was 105. This year, it's 115. But let's just look at the average sales price. The average sale price last year for this 6 months period was 677. This year, it's 844. That's insane, right? So that's some indications of what the market's doing. The market, as far as pricing, has certainly been going up. Now, I'm going to show you one statistic that will tell us that maybe things are just beginning, like slightly, to soften up a little bit. And I mean a little bit, not a lot. And that's this average days on the market. So last July of 2020, if you look at the average days on the market, it was 20, right? This July, it's 23. So not a big difference. And again, the average, the number of homes on the market was 41, and this year it's 46. So the average days on market is an indication of whether it's a seller's market, a buyer's market, or a balanced market. And I'm going to show you that in this other analysis by talking about the absorption report. So if you come down to analysis and you come down under absorption report by town, we'll stick with Maplewood so we can see what's going on. Again, we'll go 6 months back from today's date. So when you look at the right-hand side and you see months of supply, here in the top right corner, it says month of supply. This is just less than 1 month supply. And what does that mean? It means that how long it would take for all the homes that are currently on the market to sell. So if you see that there's 34 active and just over 34 homes sell per month, that means that exactly that many homes would sell in 1 month, right? That's why it's just under one. It's 0.99, which is just under 1 month supply. So, and you can write this down to share with your sellers and buyers. You're going to want to look up the month supply whenever you're working with a seller or a buyer, and you tell them that 0 to 3 months supply. If it takes up to 3 months to sell, that's a seller's market. So 0 to 3 months is a seller's market. From 4 to 6 months is a balanced market. And over 6 months is a buyer's market. So when we talk about supply and demand, when things fly off the shelf, right, they're moving very fast and there's a lot of demand for that product, what's going to happen to the prices? They're going to go up. Right, Natalie. And if something's sitting on the market month after month after month, and, you know, buyers are looking at it, but not making an offer, what do you think is going to happen to the price there? It's going to drop. Natalie, what would I do without you and your beautiful thumb? I don't know. So right now, if in Maplewood, it's less than 1 month, you tell me, is it a seller's market, a balanced market, or a buyer's market?
Sellers.
It's a seller's market. And not only a seller's market, a hot, crazy hot seller's market. Is that right? The house on Burr Road that I told you about had 23 offers. The last house I listed in Maplewood on Peachtree, a 2-family, had 38 offers. 38. Is that a seller's market? I think so. If you know someone in Maplewood that has a 2-family house, you just tell them, hey, an agent in my office had a listing in Maplewood with a 2-family and he got 38 offers. Do you know what that means? There's probably still about 32 people just, you know, hanging around from that one house that need a house in Maplewood. Folks, get on the phone, knock on some doors, and get some listings. Okay. Guys, the last thing I'm going to tell you is about hot sheets. And before I do that, does anybody else have any questions about the analysis? Statistics, absorption report. You understand what that absorption means? How long it takes to sell all the homes currently on the market. If it's, you know, 0 to 3 months, that's a seller's market. Okay, the last thing we're going to go over is hot sheets. And a hot sheet is just like what it says. It's hot off the press. What is happening in the market right now? So what you can do when you click on hot sheet is you can click the towns and the counties that you want to know about on a daily basis. And so you just pick your counties, you pick your towns, and down here, I would suggest you click every box of the other ones as far as like whether it's coming soon or it's sold or it's withdrawn, and the property types, because you just want to know what's going on all around in the market. And so once you click on the towns and the counties and the towns, then you're going to run it. And it's going to show you everything that's going on in the market today based on the towns and the counties that you picked. So we see that, let's see, and I'll click on this town, which we know will put everything in alphabetical order. And so if we want to know what's going on, Maplewood, South Orange, here's some new ones in South Orange. So one of the first things I do when I'm in the office is I'm going to click my hot sheet and see what's going on in the towns that I work in. And that will alert me to new listings or to listings that expired or to listings that have been withdrawn. You want to know about the listings before your clients do, right? If they're sending you listings from like Zillow, you're not doing your job so well. You know, you should be sending them the listings. You should be telling it, like, looking first thing in the morning and seeing what's coming on the market. And then you send these out to them. So the hot sheet is really important to know what's happening. Let's say you went on vacation and you missed a few days. You can go days back. So under hot sheet, under the drop-down menu, the third one is days back. And you can say, okay, what happened from, today's August 9th. So like what happened from last week to this week? And I can go from the 2nd to the 9th and just run those. And here's everything that's come on the market or coming soon. Here's the new listings. And it breaks it down into single family, multifamily, all the different ones that we talked about, right? The commercial. So you can just go and look. And so definitely if you're working with a seller or a buyer in one of these towns, you should be on this every single day. I would say at least twice a day. Go on in the morning and then go on toward the end of the day and just see what might have come on. Does this make sense? Are you following why you would use this?
Yes. And what about open houses? Can you also?
Yes. So open houses are under the search menu. So when you go to search, you drop down to open house. And again, you just pick your counties, pick your towns, the property type. And what I would recommend is putting none selected when it comes to broker or public.
Okay.
Because that'll give you both.
Okay.
Okay. So if we want to know what's coming up like this coming weekend, we can say, okay, take me through till the 15th, start on today. And there is no open houses in South Orange. Let's plug in a couple of towns. And we should get something. There's 11. So that's where you do that. Okay. Okay, so that is basically what I wanted to share with you guys today. Any questions on anything we've talked about or anything we didn't cover?
No. With the MLSs, if people are searching on Zillow, well, we can still see those same properties on our MLS as well. Is that correct, or?
That's not always correct.
Okay.
And the reason is because there's a few different MLSs in New Jersey.
Right.
So sometimes someone will tell you about a listing and maybe it's listed on the New Jersey MLS, not the Garden State MLS.
Right.
So in that case, what I would do is go on the RPR and Zillow and look up the property in both of those platforms.
Okay.
On Zillow, you'll see it'll tell you which MLS it's listed on because Zillow is fed from the MLSs.
Right.
So, right. So you scroll down, it'll tell you the listing office, the listing MLS. And so if it's New Jersey MLS, we do have access to that in our Springfield office. We don't typically use that. I don't think they have it in the Maplewood office.
I New Jersey MLS.
What's that?
I already have it. I have.
Oh, great. Okay. So you can look it up that way.
Okay. All right. Cool.
Any other questions before we wrap up? Yes, Natalie.
Could you just go through like just a basic logging on to the MLS? I mean, I'm brand new to this, so I'm going to get my you log on to the MLS because you get, I haven't even done that yet. I mean,
okay,
I'm getting my
so,
paperwork sent to me, but like, what's the first thing you do when you log on to the MLS? Like,
So that's what we covered first. That was the whole thing with the profile.
Right.
So when you first log on, the first thing you're going to do is work with your profile.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I already have, yeah, so that's just setting up a profile and all that.
Yeah.
But other than that, once you're already set up, you're saying you should just go to what you just went over and just see what's out there. Like what's like the first thing you do when you open up the MLS?
Sure. So for me personally, the first thing I do is look at the hot sheet.
Okay.
And the reason for that is that's going to tell me what's come on the market, what is expired, what's been withdrawn. It's going to tell me everything about what's going on in the market that I want to know about. And so you're going to set that up by, clicking on hot sheet and choosing the county and the towns that you want, right? And so that's one of the first things I would do. Because that's going to get you, in tune with today's market, right? It's going to tell you what's going on with the market. So that's something you want to do every single day, at least twice a day. In the morning and toward the end of the day, you're going to want to look at that.
Okay.
And then the next thing I would say is, if you're working with a client, the next thing would be to put their contact information in there. So at least their name and their email. And that way you can start doing searches and sending them searches.
Okay.
Right. And then for further knowledge of what's going on in the market, that's where the analysis comes in. The area statistics, the absorption report, and down on the bottom of the analysis, it's NJR municipal stats. Our office sends out an email with a really nice report of about somewhere around 13, 14 towns in New Jersey. If your town is not covered, like for instance, I know East Orange is not covered. And so you can go down under the analysis and click on a municipal stat. And, you can choose the year, you can choose the month. The last month available right now is June, Essex County. And I can pull up, any town that's not covered by our office reports. Like I said, for instance, East Orange. Do you guys see this East Orange pop up? Probably not, or do you?
Yeah, no, we see it.
Okay. So this is a nice thing. We're talking about adding value to our clients. So this gives them a report with what's happening in the market. Look at that. Look at this blue line and what's happening to it. That's the single family homes in East Orange. They're like skyrocketing. Year over year, it's just like insane. The price change, the median sales price. So anyway, you can look and get any town that might not be covered by our reports, and you can download these reports and email them to your clients.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. So yeah, I would say set up your contact information, and then you can do searches. You can get your area statistics and definitely your hot sheet to know what's happening in the market. Last call for questions. All right, well, yes.
I met the point where you explained how to set up showing time, but I don't know how to set up an appointment. Let's say you see a listing, you want to view it, you want to schedule an appointment to view it. How do you do that?
Great. So the first thing I would do is I'm going to look at these saved searches, okay? I'm going to put in my buddy Randall because we've already known about him. Randall. So let's say I want to set up an appointment for Randall on one of these homes, okay? The first thing I'm going to do, can you guys see this now if I'm clicking on 113 William Street? Do you see that?
Yes.
So I
Yes.
scroll. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to scroll down to where it says right under the people's names, it says show at the bottom. And
Okay.
it says by appointment, 24-hour notice, call listing agent, owners as a real estate agent. So in this one, it's not going to be showing time. I'm going to call the listing agent. And the listing agent's information is right below that. His name's John Messia. And here's his phone number, and I can make the appointment that way, right?
Okay.
But let me go to one that is showing time. Here's one that's showing time. So do you see this where it says Mayor's Eleanor down for the owner's name?
Yes.
So instructions, call showing time or use the showing time appointment. So to schedule that appointment, I'm going to click on this.
Okay.
And I'm going to scroll down. This is my information. Can you see this?
Yes.
And down below here at the bottom, it says schedule single showing, right?
Okay.
I'm just going to click on that. Here's my calendar of when I can make an appointment. So let's say I want to make an appointment Tuesday at 11. Oh, you know what? All these are blacked out.
Okay.
This could be an agent. This could be because the agent made a mistake and did something, or maybe they're just not showing for some reason or another. I don't know which one it is.
Okay.
But let's just see if we can real quickly look at one that has that. Schedule showing. Go down the bottom. This is what it should look like.
Okay.
So I want to make an appointment for Wednesday at 9 o'clock. I just click on that. And if I want to show for a half hour, I click, to 9:30.
Okay.
And that's basically it. Then I
Okay.
just say request appointment, which I'm not going to do because,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, I just clicked on Clark Ave. That's so funny. I was under contract on that house and the deal fell through.
Oh, thank you.
Okay.
All right. Thank you
All
so
right,
much.
folks. So we're quite a bit over. I'm going to wrap it up now. And I thank you so much for your participation. You can reach out to me, Mark Mattheiss, with any further questions. I'm happy to help you in any way I can. So don't hesitate to reach out to me. And I will go ahead and put my number and email here. Mark Mattheiss at kw.com.
We're not seeing it.
I'm going to throw it in the chat.
Oh, okay, great.
And 973-489-0509 and enter. So it should be in the chat to everybody, my email and my telephone number. If anything comes up, really feel free to reach out. People do all the time, and I'm happy to help you.
Okay, thank you.
You're very welcome. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and we'll talk soon.
Okay.
I'll leave this up for just a couple moments, just if people need to get in that chat to get my info. And, but otherwise you can log off and we'll see you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Hi, Mark.
Hello.
Great class. I never attended your class.
Oh, you didn't?
No, great class. Very, very, very well informed.
Oh, good.
Mhm. Good job. Mark, I sent you an email, but now that I have you on, can you confirm your new mailing address?
7 Troy Court,
Where at?
Maplewood, New Jersey.
07040?
Yes.
Gotcha. Okay, just want to confirm because I know you have moved.
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. So Natalie is in Mark Slate's team. She's full hands.
She's what?
Full hands. Like she asks a lot of questions. Like she's.
Oh, yeah. No, that was great.
Yep. But her license didn't even come in yet, so
Oh, okay.
she's just starting.
Oh, great. Okay.
But okay, good. Awesome. Thank you for everything, Mark.
Thank you.
I'll see you
Appreciate it.
later.
Okay. Bye-bye.